Hey guys, what's going on? Today we are going to do this look right here, which I achieved using my ColourPop Cute AF palette. Love this palette. I've done a couple tutorials on it, and like I said in a recent video, I want to reintroduce products that I've used before because like I said, I think when you do YouTube and when you're watching YouTube, you're always kind of being sold on the next best thing, and then you kind of forget about your products, and I think it's helpful to reuse the products that you spent your hard-earned money on. So today we're going to do this look. I know this is kind of similar to some looks I've done in the past. It's just a little brighter and a little more colorful. I have a pop of yellow and gold under the eyes. I think it's very spring appropriate. I'm doing another spotlight eye. I don't know what else to say other than I really am enjoying spotlight eyes on my eyes right now. I think it's super flattering, so I'm sticking with it. So yeah, if you guys are interested in seeing how I achieved this super simple hooded eyes friendly look right here, go ahead and keep watching. So we're gonna do things a little bit differently. Normally I would start with like a wash of color in my crease area, but we're gonna start with a lid color today. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this color right here, which is called Big Cocktails. I don't know why ColourPop like labels their things on the opposite side. You know what I mean if you've had a ColourPop palette. And I've already primed my lid with concealer and just a face powder, so that's typically how I prime. So I'm just gonna take a MAC 239 brush, any flat brush will do, and I'm going to put that all over the lid. So once you've packed that on the eyelid, you're just gonna take a fluffy brush. This is a Morphe M433, same thing basically as a MAC 217, and just start to blend the edges a little. Now with these shadows, if you do get onto the shadow, it's gonna blend it away. So we're gonna go back in and kind of like re-intensify the color later, but this is kind of just gonna be like the base. So you can see I'm kind of like brushing away some of the color on the lid, but don't worry, we'll intensify it. Just don't want any harsh lines. So then again, going back in with a flat brush and just kind of re-intensifying the lid. So it's just a little bit softer. Now we're not done with the blending at all yet, but I'm going to switch to a Real Techniques blending brush. And now I'm going to dip into the next color here, which is Champs. Looks like that. It's just kind of like a strawberry milk type of color, I guess. And now we're gonna start to kind of build up the crease and also blend that harsh line. And you could have skipped the step where I like went in and blended and then added some additional shadow. I just kind of like to work in small sections, especially having hooded eyes. It just kind of like ends up a little more blended for me when I do it like that. So you do you. And as you can see, I'm bringing this into like my orbital bone crease. I talk about this every time since I have hooded eyes. You can kind of feel for where your orbital bone kind of starts to like dip in, and that's where I'm like bringing the shadow into and through. So you can kind of see it like on this eye when my eyes are open and hooded. I'm just doing small circular motions. And then again, going back into Big Cocktails. I'm gonna work this up a little bit more into the crease. And then blend. And this time I'm gonna hold my brush out a little bit more so I'm not laying it flat so it's not blending that color away on the lid. All right, so we're gonna blend that a little more later, but what I wanna do now is take my NYX glitter glue. You can take whatever glitter glue you have, and I'm just taking, come on, Brittany. I'm just taking the smallest amount right there, and I'm taking that on an EcoTools concealer brush, and I'm gonna kind of make it a little bit thinner so I'm not applying like a huge coat. And you wanna work fast with this because this does dry down pretty quickly. So I'm gonna go ahead and work that right on the center of the eye just to kind of highlight that area. I know I've said this in the last few videos. I've been like really obsessed with a spotlight type eye lately, so I've been doing that. So I'm just gonna slowly kind of work, not slowly, I'm trying to go fast, but thinly work that onto the eye. And it's gonna make the other shadows look kind of funky at first, but don't worry. We're gonna go right on top of that with Lolly, which is this color right here. And I'm going to take that on just a MAC 219 pencil brush. You could use whatever brush you have and work that right over the shadows. Not the shadows, well, yeah, the shadows and the glitter glue. And with these, you don't really need a glitter glue. I just kind of wanted to make it a little more intense. You could spray your brush with Fix Plus if that's what you had. Just like that, and then I'm gonna go back to that Morphe brush and just tap the edges so everything's nice and blended and not harsh. And yes, again, this will take away some of the shimmer, but I like a really blended spotlight eye. I don't like a spotlight eye that's like super, super like boom, like harsh, really like kind of cut crease spotlight eye. That's not my favorite. I like more of a blended, seamless spotlight eye. So I'll kind of like touch over as well. And then because I did it to this eye, you do not have to do this. You could stick with the Cute AF palette, but I have this L'Oreal Infallible Metallic color. This is the shade Rose Chrome. Looks like this. These are so pretty. These shadows from L'Oreal are awesome. I think they reformulated them, but they're still great. And I'm just gonna take that again on that pencil brush and just add a little bit because I did it to the side because I was screwing around. You don't have to, but just a little. Right over. Just like that. So let's go ahead and work on the lower lash line. I went in with two colors, Mischief and Chauffeur, these two right here, and I just kind of mixed them on my ColourPop pencil brush and went in under the eye. There wasn't really any rhyme or reason. I didn't like the like straight up brightness of Mischief, and I didn't like the straight up goldness of Chauffeur, so I just kind of mixed them together. I'll show you what I do. I mean, it's very simple. Straight under the eye, and normally I would connect the outer corner with this, but because these colors are different, I'm not. I'm pretty much stopping right there at my outer corner. And as you can see, I'm taking this from outer to inner, trying to taper off slightly in the inner corner. And then with that same brush, I'm just gonna rub it quickly on a paper towel. I'm gonna dip quickly into Butter Cake, which is this color right here. And I'm just gonna throw that on the inner corner. I'm gonna use a different highlight to really open up the corner, which I'll show you in a minute, but that's what we're working with for now. And then I'm just going to take my MAC 217 and I'm going to dip back into Champs right here. And I'm just gonna kind of use that to blend this. So there's kind of like a connection of like colors to the top lid, but keeping this really low and very, very minimal product. All right, and then finally, I'm just gonna dip slightly into GNO. I know I asked this, Good Night Out? I don't know what that means. I asked this before when I was using this palette and someone told me and I totally forgot, but I'm just gonna load up my flat MAC 212 and I'm gonna really, really tightly keep that to the lash line just to kind of add a little thickness when we put on our mascara. And I didn't want to go in with a straight up brown. And then taking that pencil brush, where did I put you? You're in my hand, and blending. Got a little bit of orange fallout right there. I'm gonna wipe that away. You could totally go in here with like a blue. I thought about doing a teal blue under my eye, but then I was like, that's not really me. I'm probably not gonna go out like that. So I stuck with colors that I will use. For that inner corner highlight right there that I said I was gonna open up the eyes, I'm gonna use the Makeup Revolution Shimmer Brick in Radiant. Looks like this, and I'm just gonna put my brush into the yellowish color right there. And then I'm just gonna do exactly what I did over here to this side. So just like that to open up the eyes a little bit more. And then I'm gonna take even a little bit right there. And I don't wanna like highlight my hood, so I'm keeping it really tight to the eyebrow. All right, so now I'm just gonna do a little bit of like my finishing touches. So I'm gonna add a little bit more of the orange shade Big Cocktails right here. And here. And blend. And because I'm not like typically like a huge color person, this isn't one of those looks that I'm gonna bring up really high like sometimes I'll do with like a really light peach all over wash of color on the eye. I'm not like huge into color all over the eye, so for me this is like as intense as it's gonna get with color, at least at this point, until I feel more comfortable with it. But you can absolutely bring this up, you can bring this out, you can bring this wherever you want, whatever flatters your eye and whatever you're comfortable with. So what I'm gonna do is put on a couple coats of mascara, and then I'm gonna put on my lashes, which are the Allure 146, and then I will meet you right back here. Oh, one more thing though, before I do that, I'm gonna take that flat brush once again. I'm gonna dip into MAC Carbon, and before I put on my lashes, I'm just gonna intensify my lash line. And this is just a trick to kind of make it look like you have fuller lashes without taking space from the lid of your eye when you have hooded eyes. Just like that. I'm gonna put on those lashes and I'll meet you right back here. All right, you guys, lashes are on, and this is the completed look. I'm loving how this is looking. I think this is an awesome spring look. Like I said, I know I've been doing a lot of spotlight eyes, but I think it's really flattering, and this is how I feel comfortable like incorporating color into my looks. So I hope this video was helpful to some of you. If you have any questions at all, please let me know below. Let me know if you like this colorful look. I know I kind of stay within like the warm shades with my like colorful looks, but I just think that's what's flattering on my skin. Anytime I try to practice like a cool, I should get better because I like to challenge myself, but anytime I try to like practice doing like more of a like cool look on my eyes, I end up hating it. Like I said in the beginning, I thought I was gonna do like a pop of blue or a pop of like purple under the eyes, but I was just like, I'm not gonna wear that. So this is what I'm comfortable with, but let me know what you guys wanna see below. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It means the world to me, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks guys, bye-bye.